Hey, Mike. Hey, Mike. Can't hear you, brother. You got no sound.
How about now? How about now?
Yep, I can hear you. Yeah,
All right.
yeah,
All right.
good.
So
You're good.
we got 7.5 minutes on the timer, but you know what I say about that? Screw that.
Screw the timer, man.
Screw the
Screw
timer.
it.
Screw that shit. So one of the things that
All we can
I
say,
said about what's up with you, man? You look like Roblox.
I look like Roblox.
You look like somebody on the Roblox. You look like one of them Roblox. You're like all pixelated and shit.
What? How? Well, that's not
Here you go.
good.
Yeah, I mean,
Are
my
we
internet
better
kind of
now?
sucks,
We good?
so I can hear you fine. I can
Well, as
hear
long
you
as you can hear
absolutely
me,
fine.
that's all that matters.
Yeah, it's cutting in and out though. So, anyway, welcome to
The sound?
Radio Dark, where we aren't as PC as we are on our regular morning show. So,
Yeah,
wait a
we're
minute
dark.
here, where we just kind of go a little buck wild, and we got people in the room already. Hello, Yanoko.
Yeah,
Sabina.
they hey,
Mallory. What?
yeah, they just came over from IG.
Oh, they did?
Yeah. Yep, they were watching my IG live and I said, "Hey, you guys got to come over here and you got to join."
Still trying to figure shit out over here. Anyway.
Well, welcome to Radio Dark, where we don't know how shit works yet, but we'll figure it out together.
Hey, Laura, how are you? Where's Laura? She's in there.
Yeah,
Tessa
we got
Lee.
bunch of people. Hey, look at that.
How do you say your last name? Is it Gashulak?
Gashulak.
Tessa
Yeah,
Lee.
it's
I'm
Gashulak.
assuming you're from the South. Got my $1 tumbler here from Christmas Tree Shop. You have
Hey, look,
Christmas
I'm
tree
solo
shops where you are?
cupping.
Oh, it's Shitwagon. I didn't know that. I didn't know her name.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're gonna have our
Tessie.
we're gonna have. I didn't know her name. See, what the hell do I know? We're gonna have our afternoon show host Angela join us, but she's literally, as we speak, traffic. I always tell her it's always something. With
She's
you,
in traffic.
She's literally in traffic. She sent me a photo and everything. So when she does, when she does her show in the afternoon, she voice tracks it, so she's not really live. So now she sends me this.
There we go.
She's in traffic. So anyway, so we have Joe, Crypto Joe, Time Traveler Joe of all trades.
The Joe of all trades. That's right.
How are things in parts unknown?
Well, censored. I gotta say, man, seeing TikTok and Instagram being labeled possible national security threats, they've gotten me rethinking the way I deliver information to people.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't want to make anyone that follows me a target, and it's a very plausible thing that if you follow me and
Yeah.
you listen to what the information I put out there, then you could very well be a target.
Could very well. Yeah. Well, that's kind of sucks. That pretty much sucks. Because it's not.
It does.
You know, what happened to what happened to the land of the free, home of the brave?
Yeah, that I think that was a facade that never existed in the first place. It's all about perception. And we had the perception for many years that we were the land of the free and the home of the brave, but in actuality, we're all just a bunch of robots.
Roxana, who's in Indiana, says hello.
Hey, Roxana.
And Ella says, what happened to your live, Joe? It just kept buffering.
Welcome to my world. I live in a constant state of buffering.
So now you had a problem this morning. That's why you weren't on the show this morning.
Yeah. Yeah, my internet. So I paid all of this money to get business internet, and here we are. It never works. So
they're giving you the business. Pretty much. Joanne says, good evening. Just got out of work. Glad to see you, Joe. She was quite worried this morning that you weren't there.
Yeah, I tried, and then I tried to make it to the city to get reception. I was going to do it on my phone, but you know, it on such a short notice, it's hard to do that, you know. So it worked out. I'm here now. Death Wolf checking in, saying hello. That's my guy right there, Rock Hopper.
So I had I know you had a pretty interesting day. I had a very weird day. You know, being 55, you have to go get all these kind of, well, certain checkups. Dudes get it. I don't know if Joe,
right, I don't know if the old Bajul.
Yeah. I mean,
so let me guess, you're standing right now.
No, man. I got home and I looked at Melissa and I said, I don't know what happened. I don't know if I feel violated or should be smoking a cigarette. I'm not sure what I should be doing. But that sucker went balls deep. I swear to God. He told me to lean over, put my elbows down, and all of a sudden, pow! The whole practice, they heard me going, ah! You know, and then he left, and the doctor finally
sounds
came
like
in.
A very sounds like a very shitty scenario.
Well, yeah. So get this. So I mean, I think that the examination lasted all of 5 seconds. It felt like 2 hours. You know, it felt like a bad Saturday night. And I told him, I said, no, I'm going, I'm screaming. And then finally, when he's done, you hear the glove come off. I think he was wearing a glove, or maybe it was a condom. But anyway, he took it off, and he just puts down a wad of paper towels. I'm not kidding you. And he goes, clean yourself up. Talk about no bedside manner.
He didn't even leave you cab fare?
No. Nothing.
Damn, you didn't even get cab fare. He was just
had
like,
to call
get
an
the
Uber.
hell out of here.
I asked if I could sit on a donut.
Yeah, because he went. You had to call an Uber because he went straight up your Uber.
Yeah, I can't tell those stories in the morning. So
no,
you know, in the morning it's
no. I could see why
in the morning
not.
it's why not? It's like, hey, Joe, good to see you. Nice to see you this morning. Tell us about time travel. You know, at night it's like, you know, fuck it. We can. I put
Fuck
right
it.
in the thing. I
got
said,
an anal exam.
Oh, I don't ever want to do that again. Have you ever had that? Have you ever had one of those exams?
No, I haven't.
Believe me, it's.
I'm not that old yet.
Oh, thanks. It's
It
not a
makes you
good
question
time.
your manhood, huh?
Well, the first thing I said to Melissa when I got home, I said, I swear to God, I am not gay. Not at all. She goes, I
Yeah.
didn't think you were. I said, well, I know for sure now. It was bad.
Well, you were going
Somebody gives me
around
a
saying that every guy has a little gay in them, and I was like, no, I don't. I've never
not
heard
anymore.
that.
I
But
kind of
now
do. I think
maybe
every
that's
guy's.
yeah. Well, you just got the receiving end of the old scoff, and I think you're good, man. I think you won't say that anymore.
Yeah, it wasn't pleasant. So if you don't have to do that, don't. So I had to endure that. Now you've had to endure a lot of other things. So like Laura just says, well, Joe was involved with aliens like the South Park episode, perhaps. But what kind of things, did you have to endure, in 2030 with aliens? I mean, there had to be something. There had to be something that was very uncomfortable.
That whole situation was very uncomfortable. So they lead me to this room where this entity is, and like
Now,
I said,
did humans bring you
earlier,
there, or aliens bring you there?
yes, no,
Both.
humans brought me. So I was detained, and I thought I was detained for going AWOL from this new way of life that is definitely coming. Anybody that denies it, let's talk in 5 years, and it'll be a different conversation. So I thought I was being detained for going AWOL, and I thought my chickens had come home to roost. Basically, I thought it was over. I was going to do a lot of time and probably, disappear, so to speak. That probably would have been a better scenario than what I faced. I never had in my mind that I was going to be face to face with an entity that's not from this planet. And maybe 25, 30 minutes before I'm led into this room, I knew something was different by the way I was treated upon my arrival. I wasn't shackled. I wasn't, going to be processed in any kind of manner like you would a prisoner. And I was trying to figure out, I remember sitting there going, what the hell is going on? Something's got to be up here. And I had a lady come in, and she was a doctor of sorts. She didn't state who she was, but she told me that I was going to witness something that very few have witnessed, and to not try to struggle in any kind of way, and that I'll feel helpless and hopeless, and I was just kind of like, what the fuck? Can I say fuck? Are we good with fuck?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's nighttime. It's radio.
I was
dark,
like, what
man.
the fuck is what the fuck is this lady talking about? So I'm led into this room, and here this thing is, and I'm like, not able to even process. And just that experience of having a conversation, not speaking, feeling this entity in my mind. Like I could feel it going through my thoughts. It's hard to explain exactly what I mean, but
Sure.
like shuffling through memories and thoughts and um, having no control over what what is being pushed back my way. You know, I wasn't able to speak. I wasn't able to form any kind of question or statement or uh, even emotion. I was just being pumped full of, I don't know, energy. Maybe I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Most most violated I've ever felt in my life. Sort of like you today, up the
Yeah.
scaff, but
Mm-hmm.
in a mental way. So yeah, but I've endured a lot. I've endured other things that aren't related to aliens that have been pretty bad, you know.
Is there anything that you can
So
share with us or want to share? Or
um I had made my way from Florida north, and I got with this group of hillbillies in Tennessee. And I say hillbillies because they were outside the fray, you know. They had lived off the land their whole life. They were very knowledgeable, but they were just wretched individuals. And it was the first time I had witnessed any kind of um, just a really bad human nature, you know. And I had watched family die. I had watched friends and neighbors die before this, but that was violent, and it was very quick. And this was different. Like these people were torturistic, if that's a word. Um, you know, I watched them beat this guy with a pipe until like until his legs were basically mush, to get information. So because they were looking for goods, you know, that's how they furthered their position, was they took. And yeah, I've seen some pretty gruesome stuff.
it sounds almost like an episode of The Walking Dead.
With no zombies, I guess you could roll that way, you know. I guess you could relate the two. Um, but no zombies and no,
Hmm.
you know, there's two kinds of people out there, you know, and one of them just happens to be a taker. You know, they take, they don't give, they don't produce, they don't bring value, they just take. And those are the people that I'm trying to wise the community that's kind of built around the seven information. I'm trying to wise those people up to that kind of person, you know. The first thing I said when everyone was asking me, hey, you know, what is a skill that we should learn, or what is something that we should um, start to try and gain, like some kind of skill, some kind of um, asset we can use. And I said, be able to tell people's intentions, be able to read people, because you're going to be in situations here very soon that, you know, you're not going to know if this person has your best interest at heart or not. So if you can read people or get a gauge of what's going on or their intentions, it's a pretty good skill to have.
So now, when you went AWOL, and we're talking about this is before you traveled back to
Yeah.
2012, right, from 2030, right? So before you
Yeah.
did that, Is that where you were kind of captured and brought back to like a compound or whatever before you were in front of these beings?
Now say that again.
When you were these people
before I went AWOL, no. That was
this is after you went AWOL.
Okay. So say it again because I didn't hear it all.
So when you went up north out of Florida.
Yes. Marathon, Canada is where I ended up.
Okay, so how did they find you to bring you back? And I guess the second question, I never asked you this, but why did they offer you, particularly you, this type of opportunity over, say, somebody else?
So how they found me, I don't know. You know, because I definitely was off the grid, off the beaten path. I kind of just stuck to my own. It just goes to show you that, I mean, if they want to find you or they want access to information that you have, whether it be technical, email, information on your computer, your phone, or find you as a person, they're able to do it. I'm not really sure how. I didn't ask how. Everything happened like it was like a whirlwind, and I was in shock from the moment they pulled up. Even when they pulled up, I didn't think like they were directed my way until they started asking for me in particular and demanding that, I surface. I didn't want anybody to get hurt that had been in this community. So I just stepped forward. Hey, yo, I'm right here. But I never asked. And I don't know why. I've spent the better part of a decade trying to figure out why. I don't know why. I really don't. I mean,
so Angela has made it. Look, Angie's here.
Hello, how are you?
Yeah. Hey, how are you?
I am okay. Got stuck on in traffic, but I'm okay now.
I showed everybody your traffic picture.
Yeah, it was on the Aragoni Bridge.
Is that the same one you used last week?
Yes, the exact same one.
The same picture.
You'll notice the license plate is exactly the same. Smart.
Can you send that to me so I can use that at some
I sure
point?
Can.
Sweet.
So Angela, you must have some sort of question. I know you've been in the broadcast in the morning before, with Joe being present. You must have some sort of time travel question you might want to ask him. Maybe not.
I don't know. Hold on. I'm trying to get myself together, man.
Yeah, that's too much too quick.
Yeah, allergies. It's lovely.
So Rockhopper Joe says you demonstrated resourcefulness that they wanted for the program that they were running. So then that sounds to be something that would make sense.
Yeah, I mean, I've always tried to figure out the why. I searched for it heavy in the beginning when I sought out my family. I was looking for the why, and I went through a little dark time before and a dark time after I traveled. So trying to figure out the why. I mean, I don't know, I don't, like I said, I don't think I am any different than anyone else that was was there with me. So, but you know, I was the specific individual that they asked for.
So
So
what
you
did
were,
they do?
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, what did they do? Did they apprehend you? Did they have to like arrest you, kind of thing, or did they put you in a spaceship
I mean,
and
I
teleport
was
you? Or
detained, but I was put in the back of almost like a transport vehicle. I don't know what the actual name is. And
Mhm.
yeah, it was a long ride. I had 3 individuals back there with me. Didn't really speak. Again, I thought it was because, you know, I had went AWOL from before. You know, I never in a million years would I have put this together. You know. And that whole ride I was trying to figure out like a way out of that, you know. All right, I'm going to get,
Yep.
you know, 10 clicks away and then I'm going to try to jump out the back, or you know, I wasn't handcuffed. But I had, like I said, I had thought I was being detained for that purpose.
Angela, did you have
And
something?
I'm coming in, you know, a little bit of not knowing the whole logistics of how it is worked out. Was it one single experience in which um it all occurred at this one point in time, or were there a series of instances?
I'm not sure what you mean by that.
Um,
Angela,
Are you talking about like, yeah, I mean, it was one event, you know. I was apprehended, if you want to put that word on it. And
okay.
I was, you know, taken to a location. I was presented this um and like I've told you, Mike, I had the understanding that if I didn't do it, it didn't matter anyway. You know, I was not going home, and I had started to call that place home, and really from being, I guess, on the run, if we're gonna put it that way, being on the run for so many days, months, and finally feeling like I have somewhere to call home. That was weird in itself. You know, because I had, like I told you, I had seen some pretty bad shit, and I had unfortunately had done some things to survive that I'm not proud of. But you know, yeah, one whole event, and if I would have said no, I don't think I would have lived beyond that day. I mean, I really do believe that. Now, can I say that for certain? No, but I don't believe so. That
so
was the
what happened to the
perception that I had gathered.
what happened to the other 2 people? You said there were 3 people in the transport vehicle.
No, yeah. So that I didn't leave the back of the vehicle. Yeah, they
So
weren't.
what?
They didn't take 3 people. You know what I mean?
Oh, I thought there were 3
They
people
were
in the vehicle with
in the
you.
back of the. No, yeah. So like in the back, and there was no conversation. Like I wasn't asking, you know, because again, I thought I was being arrested or detained, or you know, going to face the music. Yeah, there wasn't conversation or anything. They didn't tell me what was going on. Like here now today, if you get arrested, you're read Miranda rights, and you know, I'm sure, I don't know because I've never been arrested, but maybe
Right.
you have conversation with the officer. You know, hey, what's going to happen? Yeah, it
Yeah,
wasn't
sometimes you
that
play.
kind of setup.
Yeah,
You know,
that's what we do.
Yeah, I don't know.
We
I
play
mean,
cards. We
I'm
play
just,
Uno.
you
They're
know,
pretty hip. There is such a delay between all three of us? Have you noticed that?
I can hear you.
I hear you right off.
I'm just having a delay with Joe. Really.
Go figure.
Joe, when you actually when you did your time jump or time travel, or did you actually do it out of Florida, or were you in some other location, or do you not know?
Yeah, I was north. I was north. I believe I was in Michigan, or like I've tried to find, and actually give me a second and because I can't share things on here, can I? No.
What's that? We can't
Can
what?
I share things on here?
Can he
'Cause
share
I
like
can-
his screen, or I'm assuming that's what he's asking.
I don't know. Do you have a an option on the bottom where it says share?
It does say share. Let me pull
Try
this
it.
up.
If you click it, I think it says share screen or video file. So if you share the screen, you can share like a tab or something.
Yeah, let me pull the information up.
Joe, do you get frustrated with people that don't that question your story or your experiences and things like
Not at
that?
all.
Like has it been
Not
a
at all.
frustrating experience trying to get people to believe you, or to I mean, really, just over the past couple of years, the government has released things about UFOs that they never released and things like that. So it's not a total stretch to believe something like this could have happened, could have existed.
I, I'm gonna I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't get frustrated. I don't care if they believe me or not. I just care that, through the information, it validates itself and they're just informed. That's all I care about.
Right.
I don't care if they believe me. I'm not trying to get famous off of this in any kind of way. I mean, I wore a mask for so long. This has never been about me. It's been about all of you guys. It's never been about me. So
You just
What?
started taking
I'm
the
sorry,
mask
go ahead.
off probably in the last month and a half, maybe 2 months.
yeah, it hasn't been very long. Yeah, maybe 2 months after I got banned on TikTok and went to Instagram, and I thought I had a little more control over who could see what. I mean, I was mistaken, but yeah, it's never been about me. I could care less about me in this equation.
What do you feel you learned from the whole
I'm trying
experience?
to pull this stuff up. It's
Or what do you feel like you need to teach people from
I've
your
learned
experience?
I've learned that the human condition is horrible. That's what I've learned, honestly.
I believe that. I mean,
And I'm just trying to ready people.
Are you saying that it gets worse than it already is at this point? I mean, we're at a
Oh yeah.
at a I would say a pretty low point in some circumstances than we've ever been. And also,
Yeah.
and part
To
of me,
say it gets worse is an
Mhm.
understatement.
Okay. And sorry if I'm
sorry,
asking
there's a
things
delay,
that
so I'm just gonna.
people have already asked you or anything like that. I'm catching up a little bit, and really, this is stuff that I would like to know about it. So I appreciate you answering.
No, it's quite okay. I don't mind answering. That's all I've done. since day one is answer questions. So really, it's not a problem. I'm trying to find. Go ahead, Mike.
No, I was going to say one thing that Joe had said to me, Ange, at one point was, if time travel ever exists, then it's always existed.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of truth to that statement. I don't see how that statement is false. So, for example, the glasses that you're wearing, there's always been the materials to make those glasses. Somebody at some point just hadn't figured it out yet.
Right. And isn't that true with almost anything, though? I mean,
it's true with everything.
Like there are people who believe in the Big Bang Theory. There's people that believe in, there's all these different beliefs, and nobody, I don't care who claims they know everything. Nobody knows everything that there is. We're such a speck in this existence that it's impossible to know. We can all have an idea of what we believe is true.
Mm-hmm.
If you would have told people way back when that, we'd be carrying around computers that used to take up a room or things like that, nobody could have fathomed that. So what's not to say that this has not been a thing that's always been occurring,
Right.
You have people that think very black and white about things. I believe I'm one of those people that is kind of in the gray area of everything, because I don't believe that everything has to be seen or heard to be believed. I've never been that kind of person.
Joe's question on the screen. These are aliens, correct? Like aliens in human form, ?
I mean, they're humanoid, but yeah, they're definitely not human. And I tell you, that comment, Mike, was given to me by a theoretical physicist from Ohio State University, who said that if time travel has ever existed, then it's always existed. And I was like, what the hell do you mean? And he said, because you could travel time at any given point. So you could theoretically, you could be at the beginning of time if you knew, exactly when it actually started. You could be there. If it's ever existed, it's always existed. So I can't take credit for that.
Was there a beginning of time, or was it always there?
I don't have the answer to that. I would assume there was a beginning.
Death Wolf or Rockhopper. From my experience in the military, he says, deserters go home where they have family, friends, support base to hide them. Joe went on a walkabout to Canada and made it not easy in his timeline.
Yeah, Clint has paid attention over the months, and I appreciate that. But that's like I said, that's why that's where I thought I was headed, was, to some kind of jail imprisonment or something for being a deserter.
What what, if any, kind of lesson learned did you receive from these beings before you traveled? Or what lessons did you realize from these beings after you traveled?
I wasn't really given much. I would liken it to some like a briefing. I wasn't really given a lot of information. You know, I was given the roundabouts, and like I said, felt more like they were taken from me more than they were giving. So when I say that that is the most violated I've ever felt, I mean that because I feel like they were taking from my memories. I for whatever reason, I'm not sure, but and lessons, like I've learned a lot of lessons, man, a lot. I look at religion differently.
How so?
I look at humanity differently. I mean, hell, I was raised Catholic. So to think that they're, you know, I never saw in the Bible any quotes about, you know, life outside this planet as far as other beings from another universe or galaxy or who knows where, because that information, you know, wasn't given to me. So although I still believe what I was taught to believe, I think I look at God differently. You know, I think God is a force, not really an entity, or, you know, I think it's a force of some sort. Maybe the collective, and when we die, we all return to that. So I look at religion a little differently. I look at humanity differently because we really are, you know, we are not the precipice of everything. You know, we're not the pinnacle. I'm sorry, the pinnacle of everything. Where before I thought that, you know, we were. So I look at humanity differently.
These beings that apprehended you, I guess, and brought you back and had you travel. Do you know where they came from? Did they tell you? Did they say anything about that they worship a different God than we do?
They just told me that they were not my God and to not be afraid. That was the first thing that I got from them. And then, like I said, it was like broken English. So it was almost like talking to somebody from a different country, if you will, to where, like, when I sit and thought about it after the fact, I'm like, what the hell were they actually trying to say? Because it wasn't fluid like you and I have in a conversation. And I didn't give anything back to the conversation. I couldn't compile a thought. It was just like pushed to me, and that is it. And I don't know if that's because they were shuffling through my mind. I mean, I don't know. I don't have answers for that. You know, I have theories, I have things that I believe, but I can't give you like an honest answer because I don't know, you know. I do know that it was a one-sided conversation. I do know that however they are equipped to go through the human mind, I mean, they are certainly equipped to do so, because when I say I could feel it, I could literally feel it, if that makes any sense. And then, I talk about these dreams or these premonitions or these whatever that I have on occasion. That is the same feeling. I'll wake up and the after effects are exactly the same. Sensitivity to light, extreme headaches. I feel hungover. My body feels weak. I mean, it was violating. I mean, that's the best way to describe it in one word: violating.
Kind of like a prostate exam.
I wouldn't know that either, but you would.
We are now brothers from another mother, Joe. So, how long after you met, and had this one-sided conversation with the aliens, did you actually travel? Out of all the questions that I've asked you, these are questions I've not asked you.
Yeah, it wasn't days or anything. It was hours. It was a span of hours. I didn't have much time to sit and think about it, and I knew when. So I went through that experience, and then I went back to the quarters that I, was at initially. And like I said, I felt like I had been, drinking for days. I was just like out, like, I don't want to say out of it, but groggy, and my head hurt. This is the first time I ever had this kind of headache. And I then was asked by, I guess you could say, the human counterpart. And I already knew before that I had already agreed to it based on that interaction. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to do it. Because again, I felt like if I didn't do it, it didn't matter anyway. And if I asked you, hey, if an alien being came to you and took you and you were alone with it and it said, hey, look, I'm going to send you back in time, would you say yes? Of course you're going to say yes. Like, people are always like, hell yeah, I'd do it. But having gone through all of this whole decade that we're about to go through, that we've already started this journey, even though I had agreed to it, I wasn't sure that I wanted to do it. I wasn't sure I wanted to do it during that trip back to 2012. I wasn't sure I wanted to do it up until even today. I've had apprehension this entire time. Did I do the right thing? It might have been the easiest thing. It might have been the thing that protected my life, but I'm not sure that, I have days where I kind of wish I would have not chosen to do this. And that probably goes back to what was her name again? Laura?
Angie.
Is that it?
Angela.
Angie. I'm sorry. We had a Laura in the room. That's right. Angie. What Angie was talking about with, getting frustrated, getting asked the same questions. Sometimes I would have liked to see how it would have played out if I didn't do this.
Now, so do they bring you to, like, what is it? What is it? A capsule? Is it a room? Is it a round room? Is it rectangular? Is it part of the building that you were in?
I think I was in a state park, honestly. So, along the coast of Lake Michigan, there are all these parks, and I've tried to narrow it down over the years based on time, what I thought the ride was, this and that. But yeah, it was a facility. They bring me to this this room, it looked like any kind of tin garage, those garages with the tin things. I mean, that's what it looked like. And there's this thing in the middle, and I have this guy. I'm not sure if he gave me the perception that he was quite educated, because the way he was talking to me, and he's trying to give me like a rundown of what my physical is going to experience. And I'm kind of, again, the whole thing was like a whirlwind. And I'm like, okay, yeah. And he's like, look, you're gonna have some atrophy when you come to. Your body's going to feel a little different. You may not be able to move your legs right off. Don't worry. Give it a little time. You'll be able to move. You'll feel very weak for several days, going through all this. And I step into this thing, and the top is shut. And there's really, like I said, I feel like it was, it smelled like dirt, It had a musty smell, musty feel. The air was different inside, like it was alive.
Now, were there any lights or anything in the room, or was it just like you're sitting in a box?
Like this, there's like a writing. I don't know, because I couldn't make out what it was, but it was luminescent. And I'm looking through this. During the trip, I closed my eyes, and like this, like as tight as I can close them. And it was like I didn't even have them closed, like I was staring at the sun, the lights. And I was warned that would be the case as well.
So what is the end game? Well, not end game, so to speak, but what did they ask you to do with this information after giving it to you?
I mean, I have an objective I'm here to complete. That's my end game.
Okay.
And yeah, I mean, I don't speak on it because I don't think it's relevant for anybody to have that information. I mean, I don't think it's I don't think it's a good idea. B, plausible deniability. I'm here for something, but you don't know what type deal. I just feel like, yeah, nobody should know that,
But just know the fact that you were able to travel to that time and be back here, but not know why or for.
No, I know why. I know why.
No, I understand. You know why, but I mean,
okay.
What is I don't understand.
Yeah, like
kind of what it will.
Plausible deniability. You know that I'm here for something. You just don't know what it is.
Right.
Because look, a lot of people say, why don't you say things like, this mass shooting happening on this day at this time? Why don't you say stuff like that to help those people or save those people? Right. I'm not here for that. That was never stated to me on any level, being human or otherwise. B, if I do say stuff like that and it does happen, that makes me a very likely suspect. So, and then if you get that information and you don't speak on it, that makes you an accomplice of sorts.
Right.
I've had conversations with people. I've been honest with them. I've told them a couple things. They've come to fruition. I don't want to say it sold them, but it's definitely changed their perception of me. And they've given me information. I have a friend. He isn't an attorney. He's a paralegal. but he's basically the attorney for this practice. Like, he does all the grunt work. You know, he knows what he's talking about, and he's advised me, like, hey, when I told him, hey, dude, I think I'm gonna start doing this TikTok thing, and he's like, about what? And I said, you know, my experience. And he's like, no, dude, you do not want to go through, like, A, people are going to think you're crazy. B, if you put information out there and shit happens, you know, you could be held liable in some sorts or seen as culpable in the whole thing. So, you know, be very careful if you're going to do it, because I know who you are, and I know that you don't listen to advice. You just do whatever you want. You know, be very careful in how you present stuff. So that's why I don't give that information out freely. I'm very selective on what I put out there.
Okay.
So, Joe, I want to get into a couple of the questions that are coming through. There's one up on the board right now. Silly question: do the aliens think that we're the aliens?
Yeah, that was never stated, but I mean, I would assume that they are the aliens. You know, I have talked to people like that theoretical physicist who believes that we are not from here, and like we're actually aliens of this planet as well. So
Jose has a follow-up question. It says, how many times have you have any encounters with them?
encounter.
Yeah, how many times have you been hanging out with the aliens?
I mean, there was that initial, and then, like I said, those dreams, if you will, they're not really dreams. It's more because I'm very self-aware. I see things that you're not supposed to see in dreams, like, you know, your face, and you're not supposed to be really coherent in dreams, and I am. So I mean, if that's an encounter, then I've had several.
Laura wants to know.
I would say dozens and dozens.
Laura wants to know: were you given a time frame for your objective, or is it going to be one of those? Hey, it's go time.
Yeah, it's go time.
Okay. We have.
Yeah, I wasn't given a
Janet.
time frame, and
We have
I do.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
I do want to speak on that for a second.
Sure, go ahead.
I mean, I lived the first couple. I lived the first couple years believing that each day was going to be, you know, go time. That's not it's not a good way to live. And I've gotten comfortable and maybe even a little complacent these last 5 years, I'd say. 4 years.
Now let's just be clear. You were dropped in 2012.
Yes.
Okay.
Why are we being clear? No, I'm asking why are we being clear?
Because you just said that you had for the first couple of years. So I just want to give a time frame of what couple of years you were talking about. Because I don't know if anybody in the room knows, you know, when you actually or where you actually traveled back to. We've talked it before, and we've talked about it on our radio show, but there's a bunch of different people in the Radio Dark show than there are in the morning. So
okay.
Let's see here. We did that. Janet, she is new to this show and to this topic. Can you give us a date that something big may happen?
Yeah. September, Joe Biden will step down as your president, and Kamala Harris will be sworn in as the first woman president of the United States.
And what's going to lead up to that?
I mean, there's a whole bunch of different factors, but you're going to start to see in the summer. If you notice, Biden doesn't do so many camera ops and whatnot. I mean, he does a few, but
it's kind of like
I've
a puppet show.
Much more active presidents. Yeah, I mean, he's very controlled. Like, they control what he does as far as putting information out there, and that is again because his mental faculty has failed him. I mean, he's not sharp any longer, and that's not a knock on him. That's just the facts. I mean, he's 76 years old, I believe. So this whole thing has never been about Joe Biden.
It's always been about
they
Kamala
had it
Harris.
their way. Kamala Harris, she would have been president. If Tulsi didn't lay the smackdown on her, she would have been your president. But that 60 seconds ruined her whole presidential bid. But they found a way for her to get in office, attach her with a name that everyone is comfortable with. I mean, Joe Biden's been in service over 40 years. And I mean, now it's time, hey, Joe, it's been great. Add this to your legacy. Now it's time for the real party to begin.
So Janet follows up and says, I will be a believer if that happens. Now, you have said all along that you're not looking for fame and fortune. This isn't something that you're looking for people to say, well, you believe me or you don't. That's up to you, whatever. So does she get the same answer?
Yeah, I don't care if she believes me or not. I just hope, Janet, that you take something away from, what I say. Follow me on Instagram, follow me on TikTok, follow me on YouTube. Just, give a listen, an hour a day or 30 minutes a day, whatever, and try to apply some of this to your life. Because I promise you, everything that I say to you, it's going to unfold, and you're going to start to see the bigger picture. That's what I care about. Then take that information, pass it along to your family and your friends, and you don't even have to refer them to the source. You can sit there and be the intermediary and look like you're a genius. I don't care either way. Just as long as we can inform as many people as we can before it's too late.
Kurt comments on your objective and basically says that, if you were to tell people, or if that information would get out, because that kind of information could and would be catastrophic if perceived the wrong way.
It's not like he's the only person that has said that, though. You know what I mean? So can't really pinpoint one person for, I get what Kurt means, but it's not the only person I've ever heard say that 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 basically Biden was elected to get Harris into the presidency. I mean, I understand what Kurt is
but
saying.
I was saying it in June before anybody knew who
I'm
Kamala
not saying
Harris
that, but
was.
I'm talking about what Kurt was saying.
Yeah,
that
I
could
just
be
wanted everyone to know that, I've
yeah.
been saying this since June. Like this whole thing, all the way down to him stepping down in September, the market, inflation, hyperinflation, new financial system. I've been saying the same thing since June of last year.
Hmm.
Before any of this, before you started seeing this roll out on your TikTok feed and all that. I've been saying it since the first day I started this.
Right.
Yeah, and I've said it before,
Because there
Angela.
is a narrative and it
I was just going to say that he's
I'm
been
sorry.
talking about Kamala Harris well before Kamala Harris was even known and running,
Right.
because she couldn't get anywhere on her own.
Hmm.
Yeah.
You were saying about the narrative,
But
Joe.
she represents this she represents this very extreme way of thinking that you should be controlled by your government all the way down the line. Everything you consume, everything you even speak should be controlled, and that is the future that you can expect. I mean, it is 100%. If you speak out against it, you're going to be a terrorist, a domestic terrorist, and it's starting to unfold now. I mean, it was just plastered on the news that all of these social media outlets are now seen as a threat to national security because different narratives are being pushed than the narrative that they want you to consume, which is their truth. That is their truth.
Hmm.
Is it the truth? No, but that is their truth.
Joe, there was also a hand sign that you use. You said when you start seeing this.
Yeah, the one.
It's called the one.
When you start seeing that, when you start seeing the one government, the push for unity across, all nations, one currency, and again, it's the one, WONE. And oddly enough, China has a digital currency, the digital yen, that is called the one. And I haven't really put it out there because I know the repercussions of putting that out there, but they are the driving force for this. Anybody who doesn't believe that China owns everything across the board, whether it's in the United States, Canada, South America, Europe, I mean, you're a fool. You really just don't know global politics as a whole. This is a country that has been printing money like we are now for well over a decade. They have positioned themselves in every government across the world, every big government, and they are the main benefactors of what is to come. And that's probably the first time I've said this on any kind of outlet other than Instagram. I know I've had a couple conversations that have blossomed into this, but get used to them owning your future because that is where this all is structured around.
From China.
Yeah. The Chinese.
So when they say the big C, they don't mean Czechoslovakia.
Yeah, they don't mean Croatia.
Canada. They don't mean those guys.
And since we're talking about Canada, I just want to raise a little awareness, if people don't know, to what's going on in Canada. Like, pay attention, because you hear trickle down economics. This is trickle down. I mean, literally trickle down from the north, a fundamental change in your everyday life. So pay close attention to what's going on there, because it's coming to a backyard near you very soon.
Angela, do you have any other questions, comments, souped up in that big old brain of yours for Joe?
Is the things that you were told or informed of set in stone? Are there ways for us to change the outcomes of some of the things, or is it very just set to what it's going to be?
We're here to change the narrative, so I believe that all of this can change.
Okay.
And like, just so I don't know my counterparts' objectives. I don't even want to theorize on what they are. I know what mine is. I see how mine fits in this grand scheme. I see how carrying out my objective is a huge hit to this entire plan. I get it. I think it can change, but I don't believe, if you want my honest opinion and you want me to be honest, I don't believe that people have it in them to make these changes, because we've been conditioned for this for so long. Like, this has went back decades. You could even say generations, to condition us to a point where they can basically slide in and take control, and that's what they're doing. I've talked extensively about all of this. I used to go live for hours. I'm talking 3-4 hours every single night, diving deep into this. 500 people, 400 people on the live, and over time, and TikTok being an app that was designed and created in the big C. I mean, this has been basically hushed. But I just, through this experience, I don't believe people have it in them. I mean, I just don't. So I hope that the people that are here to change this do make an impact. I think that we're dealing with intelligence far beyond ours, and I think that they know where to strike this down. And I often get the question, why wouldn't they just do it? I believe that we have something that they have lost or surpassed through technology and evolution. I don't know. But I believe that they're letting us handle this, or us try to change this to maintain that. What that is, that's your conscience, your essence, whatever you want to call it. Some people call it loosh, life force, spirit. But I believe that this was designed in such a way that we keep ours.
Okay.
We should do this next Thursday. Sabina says it looks like Mike needs a cigarette break. I don't know. Joe, do you want to go longer?
Yeah, I don't care, man.
All right. How about you,
This
Bobina?
is what I do all night.
I'm here.
Well, you know what? Sabina makes a really good point.
Hey, look, and we can... Okay.
No, I was going to say, Angela, if you want to go ahead, see, I can't smoke in the house. So...
no, neither can I. So.
Yeah. So why don't you go ahead and talk to Joe for a minute, ask a couple more questions, and I'm going to go out the on the back porch here and that's weird. Sabina picked. So because I'm over here fidgeting. So I think, Joe, that maybe we could, maybe a few more minutes on the time travel thing, and maybe jump into some crypto after that.
Okay. Yeah. I'm
and
cool with
talk
that.
about the importance of that stuff. So,
see, now that's not fair. He gets the light up right there.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Sabina,
That's
you
not
want
It's
to?
fair.
my house,
Sabina, do you want to jump in for me? You want to tag in? You got to tell me. Do.
Yeah,
All right,
Sabina, come on.
Angela, show's
come
all
on
yours.
to
I'll be back in a
live
minute.
for the
All
the
right.
show.
So what do you do with your time other than this, Joe?
I really don't have a lot of fun. You
How?
know, I think that sucks. But I trade crypto. I teach people how to trade crypto. I
Mhm.
run a business. I just recently purchased the business. I'm trying to save these people's jobs because, the pandemic or the panorama has
Mhm.
changed the way people do things across the board. And Amazon has taken over basically the entire logistics sector.
Mhm.
Amazon is the maxi or the macro of everything.
Right.
So I bought this company trying to save their jobs. So I run that, and yeah, I mean, I don't like go to sporting events or play golf or
Yeah.
I just don't have time for that stuff.
So were you aware before this pandemic even? I'm sorry for coming into this later, and
Oh, you're
I
good. You can ask whatever you want. That's fine.
I haven't I've heard a few of the shows, but not really enough to have a good handle on it. So I'm sorry if I'm asking things that have already been asked or anything like that. But so was this pandemic something that you knew of before it was ever even a thing? And how much uh,
Yeah.
how much does it change the way that we live our lives? Because we've discovered a different way of working, a different way of living our lives because of this. And does it make a difference in the way things are run from here on out? Does it make a big difference from where
Yeah.
we
So
were, say?
yeah. So you'll never be back to normal life pre-COVID.
Mm-hmm.
I always say this to everyone. COVID is the catalyst for everything. They use this to usher in new financial system, new way that we live our lives, the new way we work. It's a new way we gather. Everything is centered around COVID. So it was designed to divide and weaken us as a whole.
The United States
It
or the
never gets
world as
back to
a whole?
normal. The world, yeah, the
Okay.
world. The United States isn't the superpower anymore. I
Right.
know everyone is going to have a hard time with that. I know they're going to get upset with that, but I'm just giving you facts. We are not the superpower anymore,
Mm-hmm.
and we are definitely not what we were 50 years ago. So
Right.
people need to realize that going into all of this. There is something bigger, better, smarter, faster, stronger out there. And I don't care what anyone says, the facts speak for themselves. So you don't need somebody with information from the future to tell you. All you have to do is look at this for what it is and not be biased, and you'll be able to come to that conclusion. So,
right.
Yeah, I mean, this happened in my timeline. There are things that didn't happen in my timeline. There are variations, but for the most part, Mike is crazy, man. But for the most part, things are very similar. Look, he's a new man today after that exam.
Right.
He's a new man.
His khakis looked very flesh tone there for a minute. I almost got scared.
Oh, but yeah, this is you'll be able to set back 5 years from now, 7 years from now, and draw direct lines back to COVID. Why?
Right.
With the new way everything is going to be. How did this start? Boom, COVID.
Right.
Oh yeah, how did this start? COVID.
Yep.
Yeah, so, and it's not what people think.
No.
That's why it's not just a weapon. It is a fundamental change.
Right.
To everything. A catalyst to a whole different world. And that's the goal. That's the end game. You were asking about end game earlier.
Right.
That's the end game.
Yeah. A new world, pretty much.
Yeah. A new world with less people.
Or a new way of living.
We have too many. Yeah. We have too many people on this planet. And this is how they think. They don't think that, it's Angie and her family and her friends and neighbors.
Yeah.
They just categorize you as, this group of people, and can we do without this group of people or not? And that's what's going on right now. That's where this is being focused right now. Who can we do without, and who do we need, must have here?
Right. I mean, I am I don't know if this is off topic of that or not. I have always, I thought that it would be ignorant for us to believe that we are the only living inhabited planet in the entire solar system, and I don't understand people who do think that. And were you given any information on an expansion of like things like that, where obviously, I mean, I don't know if you feel the same way, but obviously we are not the only planet in this whole universe that has life on it. That would be stupid for us to think, But
well, I came away from that interaction with some knowledge and some skill.
Right.
I'm very good at spotting patterns now. I'm very good with mathematics now. Before, I was not the greatest. I'm not saying I was ignorant to any of that, but I wasn't the I'm sorry.
You saw that.
Mike is too much sometimes. Yeah. But I came away with some knowledge, and one of the things I came away with, that there is so much life in the universe, and we are just a very, very small piece to a much greater puzzle.
Absolutely.
So is there more than one God?
So I'm going to use the bathroom. Hey, I'm going to use the bathroom since you took your break. I'm going to take mine, but I'll be right back. Okay.
Are the Jehovah Witnesses
Does that work
right?
for you? Did you hear me?
Yeah, I heard you. Well,
Okay, I'll be right back.
So anyway, like I always want to know, like, you know, if we're not the only ones here, or other gods out there, or are the Jehovah Witnesses right? You know, were they been right the whole time? Who knows? How about the Muslims? You know, the Hindus?
Right.
Are they the ones that are right? I said to my dad one time, you know, who's a devout Catholic, you know, which is, you know, that's his thing. You know, it's like, you know, come on now. What if you get up there, Dad, and all of a sudden, you know, there's it's not Peter at the gates. It's some guy named Rahim.
It could all of those religions and stuff do in some way believe in one central kind of being or spirit or person, or
You know, then all of a sudden it's you know, Rahim is talking to my dad, and my dad just looks at him and goes, "Well, this is awkward."
True.
You know, that could be strange.
It could all be the same person in many different names. You know what I mean? It is I don't know, not so much a spirit, but a
faith. I think it's a faith. I don't care what it is you have your faith in. I think if you have faith in something, you know, and I think I don't think this is about religion. I think it's about fear.
Right.
That's my own personal opinion. I think that we're here to learn how to not be afraid.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I mean, what are there? Over 1,000 religions in this world.
Right.
Who's right?
Yes.
That's my point.
Yeah.
And that's the right answer. Yes.
Uh-huh.
You know,
My turn.
I think it's your turn. Where the fuck are you gonna go? I'm gonna have to start talking about my prostate exam again if you leave.
Well, that's all we were talking about while you were gone, actually.
Oh crap! Really? I felt so cheap. I felt so cheap after he was done. He literally threw me a tissue and he said, "Clean yourself up."
Wow.
I didn't know to cry or smoke a cigarette. I wasn't sure.
Yes. That's the standard answer for everything for the rest of the night. Yes. I'll be right back.
All right. What up, Joe?
You know, I lost my lighter. How did I do that?
Oh, I lose them like pens.
Lucky.
I'm drinking a lot of water because we got this new funky ice maker. And it's funny because when the ice cubes come out, they look like penis heads.
Yeah, I have one of those actually.
You know what? So you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
it's like a
little
Frigidaire or something like that.
Ice.
Yeah, it's like $100. It was like $100 at Walmart. Works good. That's good water.
I got one of the industrial guys, and they're pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's because you're loaded.
Loaded. Apparently, I need to update my kitchen, man.
Oh. What's wrong with your kitchen?
I went live earlier. Because I haven't put any work into this house because, you know, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know how this is going to play out. So
here today, gone tomorrow. Right?
I mean, I mean, that's the way I see it. So, you know, I put some work into this room here, but that's about it.
And you know, just say either yes, no, or I'm not answering. There's no incorrect answer here.
Okay. Okay.
You've been talking lately about your objective coming soon. Do you feel that it will be in 2021? And again, yes, no, or I don't want to answer. It's not something that is worth, it's not relevant. Because you and I have talked before, and I've said, I'm never gonna ask you what your objective is. I don't want to know. If we're ever sitting across the table and we're having a drink and you want to divulge that information, that's completely up to you. But that's not anything that I would ever ask you.
I don't know. How's that? Could it happen? Yes. If I look at this, if I step back and I look at this, I don't know that it's right now, but I know it's coming soon. So, and you got to think I've been here for many years, so soon to me could be a long time to you. But I do feel like before Donald Trump's daughter is sworn in, I will have carried out my objective. Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. I guess here's more water talk. Sabina says, "Well, water, Mike." Well, yes, Sabina. What's that? So we got a spot earlier. We were talking about when you went into this room and you were traveling. And one thing you had said to me, which I thought was pretty unique, is that you thought that you feel that the travel was like 6 minutes, 5-6 minutes.
Yeah.
Could it have been longer and you just didn't realize it?
Yeah, I mean, it could have, but my perception of it was that it was fairly quick.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that time travel is a drawn out process. I think that, you can't look at it linear,
Correct.
Somehow,
I agree.
Some way they've figured out a way to bend time, to take the 2 points and bend them together. This point and this point and bring them together. So, yeah, it could have been longer. I mean, but I think it was a very short trip.
So now, when did you know it was over? I guess is the question. I mean, were you in a field in a box, or did you just kind of apparate?
When I felt the sun on my face, the breeze, and the first thing I saw when I opened my eyes was an airplane in the sky, which I hadn't seen in a while. And then I totally lost my shit, and I broke down, and I had a moment where, I cried uncontrollably, just because I knew that, what they had said, like, I'm really here. Like, there's no way I'm where I was before. There's no way.
And there's the one-way ticket.
Yeah. You guys are stuck with me here. Yeah.
Crap.
I know, right?
So, all right. So you don't know if like the box dropped with you, kind of like just like out of the blue somewhere. You know, I mean, you were just here and that was it.
It left this it left this huge indentation in the ground, which I'm actually going to go this weekend and revisit. I
You've
tried
been
to
there
make it
once or
there
twice, right?
a few. Yeah, I try to make it there a few times a year. I know it's corny, but you don't know where you're going unless you know where you've been. So I try to go back there and put things in perspective. But yeah, it had left this huge dent, if you will, in the ground that's still there current day. I mean, we're talking the entire the field or whatever is all the same flat land, and then there's this huge indentation. So I don't know if I think it just crumbled. I know it sounds crazy, and every time I tell this shit, like the logical part of me is like, these people think you're a whack job. Like they do. There's no way they think you're just a couple screws loose. But yeah, I think it just crumbled. I think it's designed to
Dissolve.
This message will
dissipate.
self-destruct.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so now you feel the warm. You feel the warm sun on your face. I'm assuming you have no idea where the fuck you are.
Yeah. I mean, I had a general idea, but that was because it was stated. But I didn't know exactly, I didn't know exactly where.
Because Anela just said, I'll put it up screen. Did they tell you what year they were sending you to?
Yeah. Yeah, I had an understanding that it 2012, but not the reason why. I think it's a cycle, man. I really do. I don't know, and I don't think it has anything to do with the Mayan calendar. I had a general idea of where I was going to be and when I was going to be.
All right. So
what year did this occur?
2012.
Okay.
And that's where you came back.
And I've read in 2030, yeah,
in
but 2012. And I don't think that I think that this cycle that's how you travel. It's a cycle. I'm not sure that you can say, hey, I want to go to 1985 April 1st, like on the movie, Back to the Future.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it works that way. I think you fall in this cycle.
So arrive and you're getting your wares together. Are you in the same clothes as when you started the travel?
No, I had like I said, I had these weird these weird skibbies, man.
So you
That's all. I wasn't butt naked, but I had these skibbies on, and that's it. I wasn't allowed to take any personal effects, any shoes, So I mean, it was just I don't know. They were almost like people laugh, but like the lamb skin condom type deals. Just some weird skibbies.
So you get here, you stand up. What's next?
I'm a soldier, and you know, I'm trying to find clothing and shelter, and I knew where I had to go to get my hands on um, my necessities. There was a group of 4 people that came before that, logistically set everything up. So I knew where I had to get to, but I didn't know exactly where I was at the moment. So, I tried to find some clothing and, but here's the thing, like it wasn't like that. I just stood up. Like it took a while to move. Like my body had taken a beating from this very quick, very fast trip. My legs were like the muscles in my legs. It had felt like I had been laying for years, like someone who had just come out of a coma type deal. They would need some kind of help moving around. So it took a while.
Did the inside of the quote unquote time machine have the feel of a womb?
That's a really good question, because I always say I felt like it was alive. It did have a very alive feel to it, a very earthy, hard to explain some of this stuff for people to get an understanding. But yeah, I mean, I guess that's a good way to put it. I do.
So when you get up and you finally you're moving around, let me see if I can find Howie or Henry.
There's a cat right there.
It's Lucifer.
It's a devil.
Yeah.
Lucifer. Look, right there.
This is my kitty, Lucifer.
Hey, what are you doing? She's too smart for me.
Yeah. Hi, buddy.
When I try to pick her up, she jumps back.
This is my little one.
I have one of those too, but she doesn't like to be on the camera, apparently.
Ew. What is it, buddy?
I have a cat. I named the cat Snoop Cat.
Nice.
It's the coolest. Well, I mean, it was the coolest cat. Now I'm at odds with the cat now. So
now you're in a
standoff.
So I looked down.
Yeah, we're at odds now.
I look downstairs where the dogs are. Now these dogs are so well trained that I'm at the top of the stairs, and when they hear me come downstairs to the bedroom, they jump off the bed where Melissa is and right into their crates. And they know, right? So I am at the top of the stairs and I'm calling them. I'm going, "Hey, Henry." I snap my finger, and that's the cue for them to do it. I looked at them. They jumped off the bed. They went right in their crates. They didn't even come upstairs.
Wow.
Little bastards.
Now, you went from 2012 to 2030 back to 2012. Am I understanding this right?
No, that's
Okay.
not it. I went from 2030 to 2012, and I've lived day for day up till May 6th, 2021.
Okay.
So I've been here a good amount of time. Like I've established,
Okay.
I've laid down some kind of roots. I keep everyone at arm's length on a personal level.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just cleaner. It's cleaner. It's safer. It's just better that way. But I do have a dog, you know.
Yeah.
I've
Stella.
tried to normalize myself.
So how'd you get out?
There she is.
How did what?
There she is.
Stella.
Say hi. Say hi. We're gonna go this way. Say hi. Hey,
Oh my
say
goodness.
Hi. Say hi. You gonna
How
say hi?
cute.
My dogs won't even come
I
upstairs.
know, right? Really
Aw.
manly. Really manly. What are you doing? You know why I got this dog? Because she is loud.
Yeah.
We had to
Anybody
get
comes
bark
near
collars.
the house and she is very loud. What do you see?
So you have, do
What do
do
see?
you have no family currently? I would assume that some of your family from that time would have already been
Yeah, I
alive.
have family here.
And
Yeah.
and do they know that you have traveled back from that time? Are they fully aware of the whole thing, or just you?
There are a couple family members that know that I'm here. Story goes, and I say story goes because
Mm-hmm.
this isn't my experience. The current me just didn't come home in 2012 and disappeared. So, years later, my cousin found me on Instagram
Yep.
and couldn't believe what, he was trying to put it together. I look a little older,
Mm-hmm.
but he and I have had conversations and we still talk. And
Mm-hmm.
he's brought in a couple more family members to this.
Mm-hmm.
But everyone knew coming into this needs to understand that I was never to do this. This was never supposed to happen. I was never to come out and say, "Hey, look, we're here."
Yeah.
And make this any more than what it is. And it's a mission. It's like we each have an objective,
Right.
and that is the focus. I've stepped out of that to inform people. I'm built a little different, I guess. If I could save one life, why wouldn't I try? But this was not supposed to take place. I justify it on my own. But I've talked to other members of the Seven over this past year, and they do not agree. They do not agree with any of this. Well, not all of them, I should
Agree
say.
with you. What? Letting people know.
Exactly.
Okay. Gotcha.
They feel if this was for everybody to know, then we wouldn't be here.
Right.
Everyone would have just been informed. Hey, you need to make a fundamental change.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, I justify.
Anella says Joe has a huge hearth. That sounds like a conversation on the live chat on Pornhub.
A huge hearth.
How big is your hearth, Joe?
No, I don't know, man. I don't think I have a huge heart. I know what I went through during this decade, and I would rather nobody else have to go through it, because it sucks. You guys are basically a year and a half into this decade, and it fucking sucks, man. I mean, and 2020 was the best year of this whole decade. So
Don't say that.
and this year this year has been very quiet, right? This year's been quiet. It's not too bad. Got some mass shootings. The second half of this year is bad. Bad from a hyperinflation market perspective, bad for people losing their jobs, not being able to feed their families. Like, things are about to get different, and not in a good way.
Okay.
But we can
Somebody
talk
made
some
his way up.
crypto.
Is that
Hey,
Howie
Mikey.
or Henry?
That's Henry.
Mike, Henry
Yeah.
looks just like you, man. You guys were like,
I had him after my
Brothers.
prostate exam.
Oh
There was plenty of lube.
God.
Come here.
Lord.
Here's Howie. Howie's trying to get up. Hold on. Come here, baby.
hey, but look, we can talk some crypto because
Sure.
it's important. It's important.
Howie, should I start talking to you
So
in
I-
sign language?
Here's Howie. This is Howie. He looks like he needs a hair. They both need haircuts. Howie looks like a little old man.
Well, he is deaf, so.
Yeah.
Like I said,
Such a good,
they're
he's such a
twins.
good
Look
boy,
at 'em.
though.
So cute.
So anyway, let's talk crypto.
I push cryptocurrency because I'm trying to protect people, protect their assets, protect their money, make sure that they can feed their families and pay their bills when all of this goes to shit. So I push it pretty heavily. I've sort of changed the way I present information, and now I'm making everything solely crypto based, and then trying to slide in these tidbits of information because they're labeling us domestic terrorist. Anybody that speaks out against the narrative is one of those people. But crypto is a way for you to protect yourself. And you're in the middle of a bull market. There's a lot of money to be made, and there's a lot of places to store money to protect you down the road.
Oh, Howie, stop it. So, what is crypto? Cryptocurrency.
What is it?
If you could
It's a
define it.
digital means. To make it as simplistic as I can, it's a digital means of either payment or store of money. The simplest way I can define it. And I mean, look, there's all kinds of smart platforms and DeFi. There's crypto goes really deep, but if you just want to simplify it, it's digital money.
Now,
Deanna
are
had
you
another
able to
question.
benefit? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I put another statement up on the board.
Okay.
And this was typed before we started talking this before we get into crypto. But Joe, is there anything in particular that you can tell us that we as listeners that we can start doing to help things be better?
Yeah. Just, I know it sounds crazy, but just be a better person. Small acts of kindness. Try to educate people, as much as you can. Whether it's, look, people take to the crypto so well because it's money, and there's a greed portion to all of us, so people gravitate towards that.
Look, there's all kinds
But with the
of
crypto,
smart
they get.
platform. Look, people take to the crypto.
I'm
That was
starting
weird.
to hear the lag now. Yeah, that was weird. But yeah, so they gravitate towards the crypto because we're all greedy by nature. That's just we're all takers on some level. But even if you got to use something like that to get your point across, as long as you're trying to inform and educate and keep people in the know, it doesn't really matter how you deliver the information to them.
So crypto is digital money. How many are there? How many cryptocurrencies are there?
Thousands. I don't know what the actual number is because they add new every day. I'm actually working on a 7 coin right now. So
how does one make a coin?
I'll send you all the information.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, actually, it starts with this platform you're on right now, StreamYard.
Really?
Yeah. I saw it, and I'm starting to get to the development phase, and I was like, wow, yeah, I've seen that before, and it's because I've been on your show multiple times and you use this.
Kurt wants to know. Well, go ahead, Angela.
Having the knowledge that you do have, are you able to, as far as like cryptocurrency goes, are you able to make money off knowing what you already know by investing the right way?
Some.
Okay.
Yeah, some. I didn't do crypto the first time around, so I only know like the headlines.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I can't lie and say I haven't benefited from the knowledge.
Right.
I was given a set amount of money when I first arrived, and I've been able to grow that a lot.
Somebody said to me one time, "Hey, ask Joe for the lottery numbers," and I'm like, "He's a time traveler. He's not a psychic."
Okay.
It doesn't work that way, and I know people have a hard time understanding that, but I mean, if I asked you what the lottery numbers were November 2nd of last year, you would have to look it up, So it doesn't work that way for me.
Kurt asks, is there a particular crypto to invest in?
XRP. If I was to give one, if I was to have $1 million and I could only invest it one place, where would I invest it? It would be XRP. And I know a lot of people currently in the crypto space roll their eyes like, oh, here's another one. But I know how this unfolds. I know what's going to stand the test of time and regulation that is coming rapidly. The governments are not going to let all these people make millions of dollars and A, not pay any taxes, and B, not have visibility on that. So I would say XRP.
The hell are you eating? All you can hear is.
Who, me?
Yeah, you. You're the only one named Angie here.
Sorry. Oh, that was a Rice Krispie treat. Sorry, I thought I was being quieter than that.
What about Dogecoin? Everybody's on Doge, Joe.
Doge is a perfect example as to why we have a lot to learn as a species. Doge is I mean it has no utility. It does nothing. It has no application. And yet it's what now, fourth in market cap.
Yeah.
I wonder where it's at right now, because it had
Market
lost
cap almost
a
25 billion.
substantial. Yeah, it had lost a bunch today. Let's see.
Yeah.
$58. So it's actually up a little from where it was. It was down to
56,
I
right?
believe. No, it was lower than that.
53.
Yeah, at one point today, it's the BTC pair.
Right now, it keeps hitting around 59 and dropping into 58.
Yeah, but it just goes to show you, people are suckers, I guess, is a good way to put it.
There's a group, is there not, that you have that it shows people to or help them leverage their money with cryptocurrency.
Yes.
And teaches how to read charts so you can make a better informed decision on as far as what to purchase. Where would that place be?
It's on Discord. So we've run all of this through Discord, and I can. Oh, can I put in the comments? Can I do that?
Yeah, also put in the comments. Janet was asking how to follow you.
All right, give me a second here. I don't think I can comment. I can do it in the private chat, but I can't comment.
Oh, do it in the private chat and I'll just paste it over.
Okay. So let me get all this information together. Stella, who are you growling at? What? Can I do this? Can I do this? Huh?
I have a dog just laying here by my feet. Where's your brother? 0 fucks given.
All right, so I'm sending you over the Discord link, and this is valid for 7 days. And then I'm pretty easy to find on social media. I try to keep everything uniform. That's my Instagram, my TikTok, and my YouTube right there.
At 7:20:30, right? Yeah.
Yeah. But I also have another TikTok that is that right there.
So through this entire show of Radio Dark, I mean, we have pretty much held almost everybody's interests tonight. It's been up and down, but the majority has stayed. So, and I feel it's been a very interesting topic tonight and a lot of fun. We've gone from prostate exams to crypto.
Yeah. With a little time travel sprinkled in.
A little time travel. So, I'd probably call it a night. Kurt, you see the link for the crypto? Go in there. Look at Kurt. He goes, I've been here for a long while. I couldn't leave.
I mean, is that good? That's good, right?
Yeah, well, considering tomorrow night's show is priests that eat mushrooms.
Ooh.
It's riveting.
Really? Can I be a part of that?
I don't even know any priests that eat mushrooms. I don't know anybody that eats mushrooms.
Uh,
And I don't mean the kind in a I'm talking about mushrooms. Are those just shrooms?
Joanne said she thinks it's more interesting to have Joe at night than during the day.
Yeah, because we can kind of let loose a little more, when we do this at night.
Well, and listen, I just want to leave everyone with this. I know that this sounds crazy. It took me a long time to speak out on this stuff. But 100 years ago, just us having this conversation, via video chat and all of you being able to watch would be you always got to post it like one time, right? One time a show.
Well, I'm an equal opportunist, I mean.
Yeah, Sabina's great. But yeah, I mean, I know it sounds crazy, but 100 years ago, this would have sounded crazy that we would be doing this. So don't disclude, or I don't know what the word I'm looking for is. Don't dismiss this, because I've been right, and I'm going to keep being right because it's all fact. And if you want to put yourself in a better position, I don't mean just financially, because coming really soon, the financial part of this doesn't even matter. It's are you going to be safe? Are you going to be able to eat? And it's going to be like that for a good amount of time. So don't dismiss this.
God knows I like to eat.
Well, I mean, we all like to eat, but I'm saying,
no, I like to
I've
eat.
lived off of. I'll take your word for it, man. I'll take your word for it.
Janet says you're scaring me.
Well, look, I'm not here to scare people, and I've never been one to fearmonger. I don't just give you the scenario; I give you solutions as well. And I give you opportunities to help yourself. I mean, this whole crypto thing, I never had to jump down this road, but I decided to do it, and I decided to do it all the way to help all the people that had followed me. And my Discord has over 150 people. So I'd say that's a good amount of people.
Now, is there a chance of you going back again forward to 2030?
No, yeah. If I make it that long, then I'll see it again. But no, I mean, there, I came here with the understanding that this is a day for day. I'll live out my life here, day for day.
So one-way ticket, so to speak.
Yeah, definitely a one-way ticket.
Okay.
So are we all gonna hit the Discord after we
Yeah, I
we do
can
this?
jump in there for a little bit. Yeah, for sure.
Well, I think the show, Joe, the Radio Dark on Thursday night seems to be a hit.
A hit, huh?
I think so.
Yeah, but we can talk about other things. We don't have to talk about the end of life as we all know it. You know.
Right.
That would be a good
yeah,
theme
yeah,
song.
yeah.
It's the
I'm
end
just
of
saying,
the
like,
world as we
World
know
as
it.
we know it. Yep.
People yeah, I'm actually going to go in the Discord now, so
Oh.
thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate it always.
All I can say is, does time travel exist? We don't know. But as Joe says, and he learned from somebody from the Ohio State University, right?
Yes.
If it's ever existed, it's always existed. Joe, thank you very
And it
much for
makes
joining
sense.
us. We'll do it again on Radio Dark.
Yeah.
Don't get stuck in traffic, Angie.
I will try not to do that again.
All right. So thanks for everybody for joining us
Thanks,
tonight.
guys.
All right. We will see you all soon in the Discord in a couple of minutes. Good night, all.
Good night.
Take care.